Khaled's Scenic Drive in parentheses the tape. 9 songs, 28 minutes long. So in that awkward space of drop album type thing, but
yeah, I'd say it's a fairly a drop. It's under 30 minutes. That's drop, and we've for folks newer to the podcast, we usually say we try to separate drop from album basically for like the length of how long it is. But we've gone over time and realizing that, okay, drops are not just like these random things that artists release. It's actually something that like artists can do a really good job of turning it into a full album. Like they can do a really good job of telling a lot within that small amount of time. So yeah, this is a drop. But I think this is actually, I was a little bit lukewarm on Khaled's project Free Spirit that came out last year. 2019, sorry. Yeah.
2019, yeah. We both didn't like Free Spirit. Thought it was a little monotonous with it.
Yeah, this is return to form for me.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some things in here that I think can sound a little too monotony, but there's things in here that I think are actually pretty good. And it's definitely a step in the right direction for Khalid, because we were both very going off of his like success with collaborations. You have Talk with Disclosure and a couple other tracks. You have the one with Billie Eilish as well that came out a few years ago. The album that came out 2 years ago that we reviewed, you have that, you get into the trap of neo-pop where you can get comfortable making music that is easy to listen to, that is easy to produce, but you don't step out of that box that you're in. But this to me is him trying to get out of that box. He's like still solidly in there, but at least he's walking to the door. He's not like in the middle of it, just sitting down on the couch, passed out. Now he's trying to get out and branch and do a little bit different on it, especially the tracks on here that have the features, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Starts off with the intro. Speaking of Talk, starts with the intro of Alicia Keys, and it actually plays that little part of the track and some other stuff, which I think is kind of cool, like a little homage to earlier work and some other stuff, especially when you're always compared to it as an artist. I know that could be difficult to do because you're like, oh, what's the next thing that's going to blow up, or what's the next thing that people are going to like, and you try to you can get stuck of trying to recreate it, or you do the hard thing and try to push yourself forward.
Yeah, I think this record, album, drop, whatever you want to call it, shines the most with its features. Like Retrograde with Black and Lucky Day, wonderful pairing, phenomenal. Whoever's doing A&R there is just like great job.
Fantastic. Khalid was Sklacks and Lucky Day is fantastic. People don't understand me calling it black with the 6 Sklack. It's because Sklack.
Spelling. Forever. Yeah. It's well, 2D said it, so it's definitely canon now.
That's right. I'll just say, that's my excuse. 2D said it. That's why I say Sklack.
Yeah. And you really kind of get like for it being a drop, you get a who's who of what's really good in I am not gonna harp on that the Grammys calls this progressive R&B, but neo-pop, like this soulful newer trend. You get Majid Jordan, Jid, Ari Lennox, Smina, like we said, and now I'm just kind of naming some of my favorite songs. Because All I Feel Is Rain, especially. You get a sound from Jid that I think is just very resonant, very, very powerful, like very emotional. And I think when you get Khalid singing along with that emotion that Jid's providing there, it's just such a really nice mix. And I'm glad that, again, there's just a lot of really solid pairings on here. Even going back to the Black and Lucky Day thing, like Lucky Day is just really pushing funk and like music and indie and neo-pop forward, and together just made that song so silky smooth. So when this album works, I think it really works. And I think that it's not trailblazing in any way whatsoever, but Free Spirit literally felt boring sometimes. Like it felt like a snore. It felt long, because it definitely was long, but it felt like there were just a lot of songs in there that weren't just not special for neo-pop or R&B or Khalid, but just like straight, not even filler worthy, which was kind of frustrating from like, this is supposed to be like the pop king of 2019 at a certain point, mostly because of that Disclosure feature. But this is a substantially better. Like I feel much better talking up Khalid as an artist with Scenic Drive the Tape, truly.
Yeah, 100%, because it gives you a longing for what else he has in his back pocket, what else he could do, especially with the features. To me, that shows you that he still has tricks up his sleeve. He still has something to give. Is Scenic Drive, I've thought, wow, okay, then he's just a one trick pony. But with this, it's better. Like All I Feel Is Rain, which is fantastic. Retrograde is fantastic. I like Open with Missy Jordan as well. Those tracks, like those show me like the best of neo pop. And within those now, I want to see what more you can do. Give me something else, because now we know, okay, we got that sound. Let's push you a little bit forward too. But I think it's a good step in the direction. I'm glad. I was kind of ready to go into this a little disappointed because that's what happened last time, but prove me wrong. It's good.
Yeah. I think we kind of round that. I will say Scenic Drive at the end is a really nice mix with Ari Lennox and Smino. But and that as the title track is pretty solid. Overall, yeah, I'm happy with Khalid on this release. Arbitrary scale. We do arbitrary scales every single week on Audioface because if we gave it an actual ranking with a number or a letter, you would just get mad about it. And so we'll give you something random for you to get mad about anyways. This week is going to be sports manager sackings or firings for Americans.
Coaches, managers, whatever you want, because we've both have years of experience in different sports and different managers getting sacked all the time. So this is why we do an arbitrary scale. Let's say we got our up our sleeves. For me, this is Peter Laviolette from the Philadelphia Flyers in 2013-14 season getting fired after 3 games. I will never forget that because I hate Peter Laviolette. He coached the Nashville Predators for a long time, and I hate the Nashville Predators. So
how rough is hockey where you get 3 games and you're out? Oh man,
it was wild. Like, I honestly thought.
How bad were the losses?
Pretty bad. I mean, they're 0-3-0. Granted, the Flyers are pretty ass then. I mean, they still kind of are, but like it was a brutal firing.
Yeah, Flyers fans, please comment below. No, okay.
No, I'll wear my Pittsburgh hat just to piss them off.
I'm gonna give this friend of the show, Doc Rivers, former Clippers head coach.
Beautiful.
Who everyone says, listen, Doc Rivers, he's got the sauce. Everyone loves Doc Rivers, but like the man is worse than at closing than the teams he coaches. And that's saying something. I mean, the Clippers were already a bad team, but I feel like the Clippers stench is still there with Doc Rivers gone. Like every time I watch a Clippers game, it's just like, when are they going to lose?
Yep.
That's the exciting part about Clippers game is figuring out when they're going to lose. This is coming from a Clippers fan.
It is.